Hello and welcome to This, That, and a Little Bit More. My name is Shelley King, and for those of you who don't know me, I'm a doTERRA essential oil business owner, a Norwex business owner. I do tarot and oracle card readings. I work with my intuition, mediumship skills, crystals, tapping, and many other energy modalities, and I'm also a Reiki master. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are talking about clearing the energy in your spaces. I'm leaning more towards home, but all of this can be used in your workplace or your car or a camper, a cottage that you go to visit. When you go on trips or vacations, you can do this in your hotel room just to clear the energy and make sure that it's set for you and your family. So, we're going to start with one of the most popular, of course, is sage or Palo Santos or juniper or rosemary or sweetgrass. Those are all different ones that can be used to clear your area. Uh, First, you want to clear yourself, and all you do to do that is light it. You don't need anything fancy. You light it. You get the smoke going. You make sure that you go to every corner, every wall, um, every window, every door, every mirror, and just you don't have to have fancy stuff. You can do a feather and move it around with a feather, or you can just wave it around. Uh, there's two rules with it. First, you're going to have the intention that that's what you're doing with it. So my intention is to clear my space. You can make it fun for yourself. You can go, with the smoke, I clear my space. With the smoke, I clear my space. I clear here and I clear there. Sorry. You get the idea. You can clear anywhere you need with the smoke. Okay? Second, you're going to have the window open. Because first off, you've got smoke in the house, so you want to make sure it's going outside. Second, you want to make sure that energy is leaving also. So that's why your windows will be open. So if you have a hard time and you can't do the smoke, someone's allergic, it's the middle of winter, you don't want the windows open, a nice alternative is room sprays. So they can be found. I recommend going more towards a metaphysical store or in a natural path area of a drugstore or that. You want something that has the actual herbs and ingredients inside of it, not a processed, multi, I don't even know what to call it, packaged kind of thing. You want to make sure it actually has the properties in there that you want. Okay? Well, that one's super easy, but again, you're going to make sure that you have the intention that this is cleansing your space in your area. Okay? If you just whip it out and spritz, spritz, spritz and go, it's just freshening the air. Okay? Intention is key. One of the other ways you can do it is with sound. Now, there's different ways to do with sound. You can do a singing bowl. You can, again, you're going to put it to the areas. You're going to follow along the walls, follow along shelves. You can also do it this way. Okay, that's really nice. For people who don't have singing bowls or can't make them work, which was me when I first started, you can use a bell. Bell works the same way. You can clear yourself with a bell. You can clear your space with a bell. When you ding it, if it's clear, then you're good. If it's not, what will happen is the ball will roll a little bit or it will not match your ding. So if you ding it, but then it double dings or it dings and rolls a little and then dings again, and you're like, oh, that's not what I did, you know that space still needs a little more clearing. Okay. Um, just trying to think. You can also knock. Same with our decks. We knock our deck to clear them. You can go around, but again, you're hitting like every wall, every door, every shelf on the shelf, things like that. So it can be a little bit tiresome at the end of that. So, choose wisely. or make a combination. Maybe you want to knock on the walls and, you know, bell the shelf, right? As long as your intention is there, you can mix and match and do what feels good and resonates with you. There's two other parts I want to talk about. Salt. So, salt is great for clearing energy, especially the heavy negative energy. You can use it by sprinkling it around your house. I don't. Sprinkling it outside your house. I don't. You've got to redo that on a regular basis. So every time you would mop the floor or anytime it rains, you would have to redo that. But what you can do is dissolve a little bit of salt, especially sea salt or Himalayan salt, in some water and put it in a spray bottle and use it as a final step on cleaning your counters and things like that. And then that way it keeps the energy going. So you can literally go around and do your doorknobs, you can do your mirrors with it, and it provides that cleansing of the salt on surfaces and areas. And again, remembering that the salt is in there and you're doing that to cleanse the area is the intention behind it. Okay, you can also use salt lamps and you can also use crystals. So, but for me, what I find is the salt lamps and the crystals are great for keeping the energy moving and clear and absorbing like the negative or transmuting energy. You still need to cleanse on a regular basis. So you can pick and choose, if you have a lot of crystals or the Himalayan salt lamps or that, you might only have to cleanse once every 1, 2, 3 months. But you might want to do that more often. You might want to once a week do it. And the final word I'm going to say on this is decluttering. It sounds funny, but every time you have clutter, and as I'm sitting here, I'm looking around my room going, oh, that spot right there is my clutter area. When you have clutter, that's where energy can get stuck in and hide. So making sure that your space is clear of clutter will help keep the energy moving. So when you clear the energy, it can't go into the little crevices and get stuck again. At least not as quickly, right? If it's not cluttered, it can't stick as quickly. All right, so thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this gave you a little bit of information that you can use to clear your spaces. Again, please remember, intention is key. And we talked about the smoke, the sound, the salt, and crystals. I think that was it. And spray. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Blessings to you until we meet again. Bye-bye.